What up, y'all? In this video, I'm gonna give you a couple of my favorite tips to overcome an artist's worst nightmare, writer's block.
Kato on the track, beer.
It happens to all of us, writer's block or creative block or creator's block, whatever you want to call it. The fact is, when you're sitting there and you can't come up with it sucks. So over the past 10 years of me making music, I've figured out a couple different ways that has helped me overcome writer's block when it comes to making beats. Now, first of all, if you're a producer, there's absolutely no excuse these days for you to have writer's block or creative block for more than like a day or two. The first thing that I recommend if you have creative block is to collaborate. Collaborate with other people. There are so many resources out there now for producers. There are different sample packs and websites like Splice and Looperman. There's tons of idea starters out there for producers, so take advantage of all of those. Also, if you have talented friends or you know other people that play music or other producers, you know, if you guys follow me on social media, Instagram or Twitter, you guys see that all the time I'm engaging with other producers just on the internet. And a lot of times when I do that, it gives me a really good opportunity to not only collaborate with other upcoming producers and give them a chance for their beats to get heard, it also gives me an opportunity to mess with new sounds or, you know, get some new ideas going with melodies that people send me. So collaboration is definitely a huge part of overcoming writer's block. Now, if I was an artist, I would do exactly the same thing. I would link up with some other songwriters and maybe even some other artists that can help me get some ideas started and, you know, help me get out of that funk. The second thing I would recommend doing is just listening to a bunch of shit that you kind of came up on. Maybe it was the stuff that inspired you to get into music in the first place. For me, I always go back to a lot of the old production that I used to listen to when I was coming up in hip hop, like J Dilla, Dr. Dre, DJ Premier. Listening to a lot of those records really go back to my roots of what inspired me to start making music in the first place. A third thing that you can do, and this may only apply for producers, but producers, you can always go back and revisit old beats. I know a lot of you guys out there watching right now probably have a ton of beats that you started and never finished. So if I were you, I would go back, and I do this sometimes too. I go back and start messing with some of my old beats. Maybe I had a melody in there that I totally forgot about and just couldn't figure out what to do with at the time. But then when I listen to it with a pair of fresh ears, it'll inspire me to do something new. Now, the last thing I would do, and maybe even the first thing that I would do if I experience creative or writer's block, and this applies to both artists and producers, is just step away from the music. Sometimes as creative people, we get stuck in our own head and it kind of manifests into negative energy and we get more frustrated. So I would just recommend stepping away from the music completely, doing something else to take your mind off of it, whether that's going to the gym, going for a walk, or, you know, doing something. Maybe you have other hobbies that you're into. Just take some time, step away from the music. For some of you, it may take longer than others to come back and get re-inspired, but I think one of the worst things you can do is just sit there and try to force creativity. Nothing ever good comes out of forcing creativity, so I like to just step away from it altogether rather than force it. So I hope some of those quick tips helped, whether you're an artist or producer. If you guys have some other tips or things that you do to overcome writer's or creative block, post it in the comments. Let me know. I'm very interested in hearing what you guys do. And if you're interested in learning more about the music industry, how to monetize your music, how to market yourself, how to brand yourself, all that good stuff, check out Music Entrepreneur Club. Check out Beat Club. It's for both artists and producers. I put the link in the description. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Like this video. Talk to you soon. Peace.